Psalm 46 verse 2 is where we're up to in this episode, and we're picking it up in what is our response to God's character. We find ourselves in verse 2 saying to our hearts, therefore, in response to all we know about God, we will not fear. This is an absolutely bold statement. It's a statement about fear. It's a statement about our intention to respond to our circumstances in a way that is fitting for God's people who know Him to be a refuge and a strength and an ever-present help in trouble. We will choose not to fear. We will notice when fear begins to arise in our heart. We will be ready for it, anticipating that this decision, this moment, this response of not fearing doesn't come out of some strange sense that nothing bad's ever going to happen, or there's never anything to be afraid of. No, this is a decision about fear that is based more strongly on the truth that we find in God and who God is for us in whatever circumstances we find ourselves in. We can say, therefore we will not fear. Right now in our society, there's a lot that is being driven by fear. And as we look around, we can often see it really clearly in others. But that should give us a moment to pause and wonder whether there's anything in our lives that is driven by fear. Are there any decisions or thought patterns or emotional responses that really, for you, come out of a place of fear? Can you take each of those one by one and bring them into the place where God is, that ever-present help, that place where God is a refuge for you to hide in when you feel afraid, that God is your strength when you are afraid that you will not be strong enough for what is coming? This response to God, this choosing to not fear, this comes from our heart as well as our head. It's about our lives being shaped more by who God is than the circumstances around us. We're going to see in the next couple of episodes, as we continue through this verse, that sometimes things get really hard. But when we see them getting hard, rather than freezing up out of fear or wanting to run away or feeling the need to fight, we're going to take all of our fears to God and we're going to rest in Him.